ERuDeF Africa Wild TV, a new dawn for conservation in Africa.
The forest that protects our climate, wildlife species that depends on them, communities whose future are tied to nature. As the world celebrated the World Environment Day on the 5th of June 2026, we ask ourselves these questions. What does nature truly mean to us? How can the forest help fight climate change? And what legacy are we leaving for the next generation to come?
ERuDeF Africa Wild TV, a new dawn for conservation in Africa.
You're welcome to ERuDeF Africa Wild TV, a platform created to showcase ERuDeF's conservation initiative, Africa's biodiversity, as well as issues affecting Africa's forest and its habitat. My name is Amabo Carrie. Stay with us.
Every year, people around the world come together to celebrate the World Environment Day. The 2026 theme, Inspired by Nature, for our climate, for our future, reminds us that some of the most powerful solutions to climate change already exist around us. The forests absorb carbon, wetlands reduce flooding, healthy ecosystems regulate rainfall and protect biodiversity. Across Africa, nature continues to support millions of livelihoods. Yet, these natural systems face increasing threats from deforestation, biodiversity loss, and climate change. Come with us as we take a walk on the street to find out from the people what they think about these challenges.
When I hear the word climate change, I think of the destruction of the ozone layer. This is the layer that protects the sun from directly coming on the world and then in a very high density of heat. Climate change is causing a lot of things because we lose a good atmosphere, we feel more of heat. And then we see these things are caused by trees that have been destroyed, cutting down of trees, and the fact that many industries are being constructed. So when I think climate change, I think of destruction, pain.
From my own perspective, I think climate change is a change in climatic conditions such as temperature, pressure, rainfall, sunshine, and humidity, which actually brings about change in our immediate surrounding.
I think of the consequences, what I've seen around the environment. And when we ask around, they tell us it's climate change. Like some rivers that we used to know that are drying off, like some areas that we used to see trees, and today they are not there again. It's bare ground. They tell us that is the effect of climate change.
Africa is home to some of the world's most important forests. The Congo Basin is the second largest tropical rainforest. These forests store vast amounts of carbon and help regulate weather patterns across the continent. They provide clean water, food, medicines, shelter for thousands of species. Protecting these forests is not only an environmental responsibility, it is equally a climate action.
The forest is the it's a protective shield to the environment. It causes that, when we breathe oxygen and carbon dioxide. It's the very, very important thing that can help us to be safe from climate change. So the forest is supposed to be protected and planted even so that we would run away from the ozone layer destruction.
The forest is important for our future because the forest serves as a carbon sink. If there's a lot of carbon that is emitted, industrialization is increasing, and if we don't have something to sink it in, then it will be a problem. So the forest serves that way. The forest is home to many animals, and if we don't keep the forest safe, these animals will eventually go extinct. So it's people in the future will not see these animals if we don't keep the forest preserved today or protected today. Also, it's a source of livelihood to people in the community. We eat things that come from the forest, like ERu, the products that come from the forest. So we have to protect it so that people who come after will have it.
The forests serve as a natural habitat for majority of biodiversity. That has to do with animals, insects, and the forest as a whole, even some natural resources like gold and other minerals. So it is very vital for humans because we need the forest and its resources for our daily living.
Healthy forests supports healthy wildlife population. Many species found in Africa exist nowhere else on Earth. Some, like the Cross River gorilla, face an uncertain future because of its habitat loss. When the forest disappears, wildlife loses its home and the ecosystem loses their balance. Conservation is therefore not only about protecting animals, it is also about protecting natural systems that sustain life.
I think first of all, when it comes to protecting the environment, what we need to first put in play is education. That's sensitizing communities, local communities, especially those that are faced directly with the forest, on how to better manage their forest so as to reduce overexploitation, as to reduce maybe extinction of some species, maybe due to their cultural aspects or their habits, daily activities. So I think that's the first, education. We can also put in place laws that guide the protection of certain species and maybe some areas that are actually under extinction.
Protecting the environment is everybody's responsibility. First of all, human beings have to be conscious of what they do to the environment. You have to be careful with how you throw wastes. You have to be careful with how you cut trees. You have to be careful with what you do that can maybe produce destructive gases into the system. But as I talked about, the first thing I said was industrial development. It's a good thing, but it causes a lot of harm to the environment because gases are produced that are toxic to the human system. So humans are supposed to be intentionally conscious of protecting the environment.
They say small decisions today end up to be big solutions tomorrow. So, like we say in forestry, plant 4 trees if you cut down 1. Let's encourage people to plant trees even as they do agriculture, even as we increase in population. Let's plant trees more than we cut them down.
Saving the forest and wildlife is our collective responsibility. And just like the 2026 theme for the World Environment Day says, it is for our future.
The message of the World Environment Day is simple. Nature is not separate from us. Nature is our partner. By protecting forests, conserving wildlife, and supporting sustainable communities, we can build a healthier climate and a better future. The future we want begins with the actions that we choose to take today. From the team at ERuDeF Africa Wild TV, we say Happy Environment Day. I'll see you next time.
ERuDeF Africa Wild TV, a new dawn for conservation in Africa.